Welcome. Domain Dave again for another podcast for a wine we did on the cheapwinefinder.com website. And what do we have here? We got a 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg Cali Gold Bubbly, which is kind of a fitting on a night where Coolio just passed away. He's on his fantastic voyage to the gangster's paradise now, and we're going to pour a little bit out for Coolio. And it's only fitting that we're drinking Snoop Dogg Bubbly. We'll take a little sip. "19 Crimes" is a brand from Treasury Wine Estates. They're a high-end wine company, mostly centering on Australian wines, but they're big in California too, and I think they have a few other things going on. And 19 Crimes is one of their most successful labels, and what the 19 Crimes refers to is the 19 different offenses that if you were convicted in England, you got sent to the Australian penal colony. And somehow Snoop Dogg has gotten hooked up with them. He's got a line of wines, and Martha Stewart has a Chardonnay. And they're all really good. It's like the first time usually with celebrity wines, they're always going to be pretty good, but you're never quite sure. And these are crowd pleasers. These are kind of wines that don't cost much and everybody's going to like. And that's what they were before. And this is a little bit of a different wine, this Cali Gold. They don't give out a lot of information on how it was made. It's a $17 list price. I found it for $14.99. Oh, and it's sold out. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't go to the store and find it, because you can. But when the store runs out, then there's no more until they make the next batch, whenever that might be, which might be fairly soon, considering it's sold out. But that's depends on getting grapes. That might be next year. I'm not sure. I'll take another sip, because this is one of those bubblies, inexpensive bubblies that has a kind of acidity that just makes you grab for the glass without even thinking about it. Here I am talking, and I'm thinking, I need a sip, and I need to talk, not sip, but I need to do both. Now, the website for the 19 Crimes has like a talking or rapping label and interactive labels and stuff, and they don't give you much information on anything. The only thing they tell you is the art of the grapes, and that has 11% alcohol. And it's got a few, actually 37, I think, percent of the grapes they say are mixed white grapes, which, like, they don't know what the grapes are. But they did tell us about the Riesling. Riesling is the grape that makes German Sekt sparkling wine. Sekt is German bubbly. What else is there? There's French Colombard. Colombard is widely planted in France, but not so much in California. You see it around here and there, but it's in a lot of white blends in France. And that also has Muscat Alexandria, which is, as far as anybody knows, it's the oldest wine grape varietal in existence. It goes back a long, long time. But then there's a bunch of grapes that they just don't even tell you, which I don't know how they could not know, but they don't know. Another thing they don't tell you is this is made in the traditional method, like bottle fermentation, second fermentation, like champagne, or in the Charmat method, pressurized tank fermentation, like Prosecco. I mean, they both put bubbles in there. One's old technology, the other one's, still old, but 1890s technology. And usually, and this is not scientific, but if they use a traditional method, which is the champagne method, usually it's written on the bottle 2 or 3 times. And if they use the Charmat method, they might not say anything about it. I don't know why that is. Everybody likes Prosecco, saying it's like Prosecco. And this is the bottle, a list for $17. That's a little bit high for an American Charmat method wine, I think. But since it's sold out, I guess it's exactly the right price. I'm taking another sip, because this does have that acidity. And the color is actually gold. It's very pale, see-through gold, but there's actually gold there. And now that I'm looking at it a little bit more, there might be a little bit of olive green in it, but mostly gold. The nose is crisp and clean, but the flavor profile is not what you expect. Well, after I just told you about it had French Colombard and Riesling and Muscat Alexandria, I mean, it's not going to taste like Chardonnay. And it doesn't, but it tastes good. And I think it is maybe, they don't even give you the sweetness rating on it, but I think it might be extra dry. And in sparkling wine, it's all backwards. Extra dry. Dry usually means not sweet, but extra dry means it's a little bit sweet. Don't ask. I didn't do it. And it does taste like it might be a little sweet because it has that nectar sweetness to it, but it has the acidity that kind of balances that out. So you're not tasting a sweet wine. You're just tasting a wine that has like fruit flavor to it, like nectar fruit. Like you bite into a juicy peach or a pear. You don't go, ooh, that's too sweet. You just say that tastes good. And like I said, the acidity is great. I'm gonna take another sip. I mean, that's the whole key here. Tastes good. I mean, is it probably a little bit too much money? Yeah, but it's got a picture of Snoop Dogg on the cover, and it's black and gold. And if you're having like a party, we're coming into party season, like if it's coming up to a Halloween party, we'll buy it now because it might be out of wine, or might be out of it by the time that happens. But it's, it's a cool wine. It's got a great label. People are going to want to taste it if they haven't tasted it before, and it's actually really, really good. And, what else can you want from a wine? Yeah, it's $15. Might be a little bit expensive for a California Chardonnay method. I'm not positive, but usually a traditional method has a little bit more yeastiness to it because everything happens inside a bottle. This one doesn't have that much yeast to it at all. So I'm expecting it to be the Chardonnay method, but yeah, it tastes great. I mean, it's another hit. I mean, all of Snoop Dogg's 19 Crime wines are wines that I really liked, and I really liked the Martha Stewart Chardonnay. I mean, they're hitting it. I mean, I actually like their California Snoop and Martha labels almost better than I like their Australian ones, and they're not bad either. So that's it for me. This is the 19 Crime Snoop Dogg Cali Gold Sparkling Wine, bubbly. Sipping on not gin and juice, but Cali Gold. So like us, we like your podcast. Push buttons, if you will. It does us good, and I like that. I like being good. And I'll talk to everybody in a couple of days. Adios. Keep it cheap, and bye-bye.